A man without a decision of character shall never be said to belong to himself, but belongs to whatever can make captive of him. Coming up. Well, it turns out we finally know why the Deputy President of Umkhonto weSizwe, John Hlophe, has been suspended. So, apparently, and this is according to MK Party insiders, the suspension was about, or should I say, was over a harassment. Yep, it was over a harassment. So the story goes, the old man allegedly wanted some private time with Colin Makhubele in his farm. And when she said no, then things started going south for Makhubele. So the 39 pages article leaked to City Press reads thus. Parliamentary Chief Whip Colin Makhubele accuses the suspended Deputy President John Hlophe of sustained harassment and orchestrating a malicious campaign to destroy her career when she rejected his sexual advances. Yo, that is serious. That is serious. The bombshell allegation details how Hlophe pressured Makhubele to spend personal time with him at his farm in Paarl. Yo, this is hectic. This is serious. Consider again that, guys, this comes right after Mary Pardee also accused Dr. John Hlophe of the very same harassment. Now, definitely things don't look good for the judge. Definitely. Because already as the society, we look at the trend, we look at why is he implicated on such kind of things. And not only that, he's being implicated by quite a number of women of the very same behavior. Now, it becomes very hard for people like MK members to defend John Hlophe with such kind of allegations. Because allegations like these have got this tendency of #MeToo. Because the question will be, if indeed he did that to these two women that have come out right now and accusing him of the very same thing, it's highly possible that they might not be the only ones. You'll remember Mary Pardee here. Same modus operandi.
You have raised this with the leader of the party, Jacob Zuma. What did he say?
He did not respond on time. And it so happened that obviously the media will pick up such things and we find ourselves here. But it is an internal letter that I was sending to the president to say, President, I think whatever that is happening, it is the reason behind the messages that I received. And I had denied that the deputy president the opportunity to be able to speak to me further than the way he did.
Yeah.
And indeed, I could tell that it did not sit well with them.
You're now coming out with this publicly. If John Hlophe decides to come after you legally, are you prepared to go to court to prove your claims of sexual harassment against him?
That will be much better. The reason why we took MK to court is because of the allegations and the propaganda that I've misappropriated funds in Umkhonto weSizwe. I've created internal disgruntled members, or I have created instability within the political party. We went to court. 2 lawyers have withdrawn. The 3rd lawyer has been referred to by Dr. Hlophe. And that tells me that 2 lawyers cannot say, we cannot be able to take this case. And the 3rd lawyer says, the letter coming from Dr. John Hlophe says, you need to pursue this case when they could not appeal on time. It tells you very clear that even if he goes to court, I think it will be interesting because it will assist a lot of women with the attacks that already they are sending out to say, why were you quiet? You know, why you did not report it on time. You know, people who always put in a time frame into something that is not funny. This is not funny. Women needs to be able to speak out, and leaders of any organization must be able to say, hold on, why are we here?
Yeah.
He must be suspended with immediate effect.
So now it's two women, both from within the same organization, accusing the same guy of the same kind of behavior, and both of them ended up pushed out or silenced.
One thing for sure, I know for sure that Umkhonto weSizwe love John Hlophe. They love him very much. But allegations like these, nasty allegations like this, make it very hard for MK members who are so in love with this man to really defend him. I mean, consider the fact that also Mary Party didn't just accuse John Hlophe, but Mary Party was ready to go to court and she had evidence for days. And I remember way back then how MK defended John Hlophe. And now the question is, what do we say now? What do we do now? You see, it puts the party in a very, very difficult position to really defend him. And I'm aware of many things, of course, here, guys. Also, we know that, of course, some women out there, I need to balance my story. There are some women out there who use sex or who weaponize sex against men. But this, for Hlophe, doesn't look good at all. Doesn't look good at all, because now Makhubele is the second woman who are coming with the very same behavior from Hlophe. And you can see his modus operandi, of which I think, in my viewpoint, is the dumbest thing. If he did this, it's the dumbest thing that he could have done. That he could have done. This thing of just, okay, fine, you are proposing this woman, you are trying your luck or whatever you are doing, and when she says no, then you start making her life hell. Why, dude? Why didn't you just walk away? She said no, right? Why didn't you walk away? You've got a lot to lose. You've got a lot at stake here. Of course, that is of course if indeed he did all this, right? So in your books, once they say no, you start mistreating them, you start demoting them, you start discrediting them. Why are you doing that? Dude, you've got a lot at stake, let alone that already you've already messed up because you've already advanced on women that are married. And we all remember a recent case of Judge Mbenenge.
You then clarified and said that this was more of a flirtatious relationship and not a romantic relationship. Is that correct?
In totality, that's what it ends up being. And it's got its ebbs and flows in terms of how deep we sometimes engaged in.
So what did you then exactly want from the complainant?
What did I want?
Yes.
I wanted to explore the possibility of a romantic relationship, which started off by way of flirtation.
And in this quest of you asking for photos, you escalated this interaction
Yes.
by asking her to remove the top part. That is now on page 1165, Kulula Umkwa, at 2028.
Yes, I did.
She testified that she understood this to mean that she had to undress her upper body for the picture.
I did not understand it that way. I'm the one who said it. Afford me the opportunity to explain myself. In this interaction, where, as you can see, this person seems to be wearing a jacket. If I'm going to say to you, and I would like to appreciate your appearance, and I say, take off your jacket, this is the context. That was what I was saying.
Why would you ask her to take off the top part of her garment?
You can see she's wearing a garment there.
But why did you ask her to remove it?
No, because I just wanted to appreciate her appearance, because as far as I was concerned, the jacket was obstructive.
Of what?
Obstructive in the sense that it doesn't give me a full perspective and view of how she looked.
So the society is watching all that and they're like, What's wrong with these judges? Why does it seem like they struggle morally? You see, so it's cases like that that really make it difficult to defend John Hlophe, because people are looking at him now through prism of what is already happening in the country already, where you find judges like Mbenenge, flirting or being flirtatious with their secretary. So people are looking at this and say, Mr. Hlophe say, no, we are smelling a rat here. So it makes it very hard really for Judge Hlophe to come back from this one, or for anyone for that matter, especially the MK members, to defend him on this one. And of course, I still believe that the way Judge Hlophe dismissed Colin Makhubele from the Chief Whip of Parliament, replacing her with Des Van Rooyen, I totally believe that was harsh. That was nasty. No one deserves to be treated like that. And when things like that now, things like these resurface, then you're like, well, okay. It's highly possible that he did that because she said no to him. You see now, it becomes very difficult for anyone to defend Judge Hlophe. And of course, remember guys, if really he is having a problem with this, if this thing is a problem, if he really has a problem with women, that's even worse, because in these days of hashtags, if you're really having a problem with this, you may find that those two women are not the only ones. Mary Paddy and Makhubele are not the only ones. And of course, in these days of hashtag Me Too, the next day we are having a chain of these women coming out and saying hashtag Me Too. Then he will be buried alive. What do you think? Let me hear your comment below. And of course, if you are coming for the first time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.